Hi everyone, this is India. I will be presenting the case of a 15-year-old female. She goes by the name of Delaney. She comes from a broken family. Her parents have been separated for approximately 8 years. She needs some direction about which career path to take. She did state that she's interested in marine biology, veterinarian medicine, and also zoology. She comes from a family where education is stressed. Also, as far as either going to a university, college, technical school, even the military. The problem is that her parents, because of their conflict, she has not been receiving any kind of support as far as help exploring career options and making career decisions. She is 15 years old. She's a female. She identified as being multiracial because of the background of both her parents. She is a high school freshman. She is unemployed. She doesn't work because she goes to school full time during the day. She has no legal history. As far as previous counseling, she did attend counseling at Mount Arad Counseling Center. Also, she did see Lucy Hammond, who was at LPC. Micaiah Walls at Visions Towards Peace is her present counselor. She has stated that she's never used drugs or alcohol. Her developmental history, she's on target as far as reaching all her developmental milestones. Her support system, she does have a very large support system. She has a large family and a large extended family. Also, her church and the church members that have been active in her life. She participates in the Big Brother, Big Sister program and does have a mentor who spends a lot of time with her. And also, she volunteers at the Afro American Music Institute in Homewood. The history of her presenting concern, it began as soon as she started her freshman year in high school, which was approximately in August, because they were starting to examine different career options, like for some of the students, and she felt like she didn't have much support from her parents. Her mental status, she was anxious at being unsure of her future. Her presentation, in effect, she was dressed comfortably in, I think it was pink pajamas, a one piece. It was decorated with, it looked like it was a sheep design. And her hair was pulled back in a ponytail with a scrunchie. She wavered a little bit between being happy when we were talking about her interest in animals, and then she started being sad when talking about her parents not supporting her. She does have some expectations to get out of counseling. She says she wants to gain a better understanding of how one goes about selecting a career and to get help with making the right career decisions based on what her interests were. Her interest is, that is animals. She is motivated by her love for animals and the possibility of participating in making changes to how animals are treated by people and also by society as a whole. She's willing to discuss her current career possibilities. So she was really open to talking about what opportunities she could have working with animals, because that's a really vast field. The conceptualization, the assessment of this client's career problem. After talking with Delaney, it was determined that she has a need for assistance with identifying a clear career direction based on her career choices, which is like veterinarian medicine, zoology, marine biology. She has not received or is currently receiving any type of guidance from her parents, who are involved in a very nasty custody battle over her. This has caused her some problems because she's not quite sure what to do as far as researching like different careers. She revealed that with a certainty that she will be working with animals, and that was going to be her main career goal, to find some type of job where she can work with animals. But she doesn't. She just doesn't know where to begin the process. And in the midst of talking with her, it seemed like the need for a support system to be put in place was really strong, and this could also help her on her career journey. The career theoretical framework and clinical and developmental. This client is at the tentative phase of the exploratory stage of Super's life space theory. She has narrowed her interest down to three possible career choices. Like I said before, marine biology was number one, veterinarian medicine was number two, and zoology was number three. In the course of talking with her, she changed the order of her three choices, but her interest has not wavered one bit. She has begun to develop a positive self-concept through her strong desire to work with animals. So because she really, really likes to work with animals, she's confident in what she knows and what she's learned. Her interest is in volunteering at one of the possible local animal shelters and or the Pittsburgh Zoo, which also has a program for teenagers. And these interests has influenced how she sees herself as she kind of described me as being a champion for the cause of humane treatment and protection of animals on a global level. So she's not just interested in helping animals in the United States, but like all across the world. She is at the student level of Super's life career rainbow because she is a freshman student in high school. She is just now exploring the different jobs available that focus on animals and the experience and or skills that she may need to work with animals. The career decision scale would be an appropriate tool to use with her due to her difficulty in choosing between these three identified career choices. And she stated that she previously had other choices, but she was actually kind of focusing more on those three areas. The appropriate treatment plan that we work together on to create, the goals are, number one, the client will research requirements for each of the three identified careers that she has chosen. Number two, the client will research colleges, universities with identified programs of her interest. Number three, the client will research information about volunteer programs at local area animal shelters, the Pittsburgh Zoo and Aquarium, and the Pittsburgh Aviary. The steps to complete each goal: number one, the client will visit and register at the Career Center at the Carnegie Library of Pittsburgh. The client will narrow her college and university choices down to the top three that match her career interests and request information on their program, so that way she could at least sit down and read over the information and see what kind of was close to what she's interested in. Number three, the client will fill out a volunteer application at local area animal shelters and or the Pittsburgh Zoo and Aquarium and also the Pittsburgh Aviary. The rationale for these particular goals is the goals were identified because the client has not received any type of encouragement or support or assistance from her parents regarding her career decisions, and there's steps needed to achieve it. The clinical and developmental framework, Gottfridson's theory of circumscription and compromise would be ideal and useful with this client due to her orientation. She has started to develop a unique self, to kind of know who she is. She does have a passion for animals. As we were discussing her interest in animals, her eyes lit up, she smiled, things like that. She shared with me that she has developed a vast knowledge bank on the subjects related to animals. If you ask her a question, she knows facts, figures, statistics, things like that. However, she does need support in deciding how to gain experience now while she's in high school. A psychoeducational approach could assist further in educating this client about career selections and step-by-step process that she will need to progress towards a chosen career. Also, it will provide her with the chance to look closer into those particular careers that she was interested in, and provide her with necessary tools to navigate through the process. The client outcomes and prognosis. The client will register with the Career Center at the Carnegie Library of Pittsburgh, and that way she can access the career resources that she needs when she needs it. The client will fill out and submit volunteer applications at either a local animal shelter, the Pittsburgh Zoo, or the Pittsburgh Aviary to gain experience working with animals. The client will be able to identify a college or university program that will be most appropriate for her career goal. The client will gain the confidence to identify her top career choices and match it with the program of study that would be the best fit for her and her personality. The client will develop a support system of trusted people around her to fill in when her parents aren't there to back her, and to provide support and encouragement. The counselor will help the client to create a list of close and trusted people to add to her support network. The counselor will have the client journal her daily progress in her career decision-making process. The counselor will help the client in identifying possible programs of study. Based on the client's desired locations, like as far as what part of the United States does she want to go to school at. It could be California, it could be Florida, it could be in the South. Questions, discussions, and defense. The case is being presented because of the lack of focus on career exploration and preparation activities made available to elementary, middle school, and high school students. The hope is that everyone will consider and realize the impact that early career exploration can have on children, teenagers, and adults in the career decision-making process. So the earlier that the career exploration and activities are used, like as far as with elementary school kids, it trickles upward. Like the middle school kids will be more prepared, then the high school kids will be more prepared, and then college students will be prepared, and ultimately the adults. And the question I have is, what other strategies would you suggest one could use to help my client discover her voice, to advocate for herself regarding her future career, and to help her gain the confidence she needs to reach out to the close and trusted people in her life? Thank you.